Good morning. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday Strength and Balance here on Zoom with me, Hannah from Stonebridge Community Services. We have about 35 minutes of exercise to do here. We're going to warm up. We'll do some strength work. We'll do some balance exercises, and then we'll have a little stretch at the end. You will need a small amount of equipment, so a set of dumbbells is ideal. I use a 3-pound set. A 2, 3, or a 5 would be perfect. If you don't have dumbbells, then a pair of soup cans, a pair of evenly weighted objects like full water bottles, something like that from around your home works just fine. So we are going to start the class with our fall prevention discussion with our little story time here. Now, if you tuned into Monday's class, you will know that we are talking about vision this week, and we talked about some of the natural age-related vision decreases. So things like being more sensitive to bright light, taking longer to adjust when going from dark to light, how your depth perception can decrease, and how the sharpness of your vision, the clarity of your vision can also decrease. So today we want to talk about what are some things that you can do to, you can prevent vision loss to a point. Your eyes will naturally deteriorate as you get older, but what you can do to kind of prevent that becoming a major fall risk. So having your vision checked at least annually is recommended. It's a great idea. If you suspect any changes with your vision, including any blurriness, any doubled vision, difficulty seeing in a dim light, or that depth perception, difficulty detecting distance, you'll want to go in sooner, but for sure every year. If you do wear glasses, this sounds like a silly thing to say, but keeping your glasses clean and free from scratches. I am a mother of 2 children, and my youngest wears glasses. And sometimes at the end of the day, I say, I don't know how you saw anything today. Your glasses are so filthy. And when he was a baby, he's worn them since he was very small. His lenses were so scratched because he would chew on them when he was teething. So that was probably not great for his vision. So don't chew on your glasses. That's number one. But keeping them obviously clean and well maintained every day will help them do their job. And if you have glasses, wearing them consistently. That was also a big problem for us when our son started wearing his glasses, but making sure that you're wearing them. If you use reading glasses, taking them off when you're not using them for that prescribed activities, when you're not reading. And if you wear bifocals, so where the lenses are split, so it's a different strength at the top and the bottom, don't look through the lower part when you're going up and down stairs. You've got to bend your head to actually use the upper part. So looking through the correct part of the lens for the correct activity. So wearing your glasses correctly, if you wear glasses, that's a big one. Ensuring that you have adequate lighting in some risky spots in your home, like in hallways, in stairways, in bathrooms. Stairways and bathrooms are the big in-home hazard areas for trips and falls. So making sure that they're well lit, so that simply you can see your way when you go into those areas. And some kind of broader things that you can do, and even if you're not noticing vision changes, these things are kind of preventative. So something that I would recommend everybody does, eating a balanced diet. It's important for literally every aspect of your health, but for eyes, specifically yellow and green leafy vegetables. So those things are high in vitamins A and E, which is really important for your eye health. And you definitely want to be getting vitamins from food sources rather than just supplementing. So making sure, yellow, like squash, green leafy vegetables, kale, spinach, things like that. I find spinach and kale, they really don't taste of very much, and I like to wilt them into things and then you don't taste them at all. Like say if you're making pasta with like a tomato sauce and you chop up some kale, some veggies, and you kind of stir it all in, they melt down to nothing. You can't even taste them. If you like kale and spinach, then that's great, but making sure that you eat foods rich in vitamin A and E for your eye health. Okay. So that concludes that. If anybody has anything they want to say about vision and eye health, you could, oops, I just pressed a button. Oh no, you're still there. Then please shout it out right now. There is a little chat box at the bottom. You can pop that in there too. Otherwise, I'm going to stand up and we're going to start warming up here. All right, so standing nice and tall. Let's move our feet. We'll walk on the spot here, moving those arms forwards and backwards, standing tall, looking up and ahead. Great. Let's take those shoulders up towards our ears and slowly relax them down. Good, and again, pull those shoulders up, relax down. We'll do this a few times. Up and down. And up. And down. Good. Let's roll our shoulders one at a time. Backwards to begin with. Nice circles here. Not too fast. And let's go back in the other direction. Roll those shoulders forward one at a time. Bring those arms out to the sides. Now we'll keep our feet moving. Make some little circles with our hands. And back in the other direction. Good. I just need to move my mat. I'm about to hit the wall. There we go. We're going to keep those arms outstretched and then bend at the elbows. Bring those hands towards your chest. Stretch out. Come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Good. Let's reach one arm to the ceiling and the other. Slowly circle those hands down. Good. Reach up one and the other. Circling down. One, the other. Slowly down, good. One, the other, nice, and slowly down. Great. Let's think about our lower body and warm that up now. I'm going to have a hand just on the wall, have a hand on your chair, and we're going to swing that one leg forwards and backwards. Oops. Good. Standing tall, nice, deep breaths. Good, let's switch to the other side. Forwards and backwards. Nice and easy. Good, let's take one foot and we're going to tap our toe and then our heel. Our toe, heel. Let's move those arms at the same time while you tap your toe and your heel and your toe and your heel. Very good. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. And once more, toe, heel. Let's switch to the other side. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and again, heel, and toe. Good. We're going to stand with our feet hip width apart, and we're going to circle our hips here. Nice and easy. Back in the other direction. Great. Down to that right foot, and let's tap our toes on the ground. Pick those hands up, and we'll tap fingers to thumb Good. Standing nice and tall. And the other side, tap those toes and circle your wrists. Great. Nice big inhale. Reach those hands up. Breathing in and exhale. Slowly lower down. We're going to start with a squat today. And we're going to start with a wide squat. So we'll walk our feet out so they're a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to sink down slowly and up. And then bring those feet together so they're really close to each other. So we have a wide squat and a narrow squat. Let's try that again. Nice and wide. Feet together. Slowly on that way down. Exhale as you stand up. Step those feet out, down, and up. Squeeze your bum. Feet together. Nice narrow stance. Up and down. And again, wide to narrow. And one more. Wide to narrow. Last one. Wide to narrow. Good. I'm going to stand to the side. We're going to do a hip hinge with a little bit of a difference today. I want you to start with your left leg. Step that left foot back. And stand so the toes of your left foot are kind of touching the floor, just about a half step behind you. You can see what I'm doing here. I have one foot stood behind me. I want to make sure that my right knee is soft, a little bend of that knee. I'm just going to hold my hands comfortably here at my chest. And then to a hip hinge, we'll fold forward, stick that bum out behind you. Exhale to stand up. So we're really just targeting that right leg at one leg at a time, and it's that right leg to start with. You should feel this in the hamstring of that right leg, so the back of your right thigh. Soft knee on that right side. Down we go into that hip hinge. Exhale to stand up and squeeze your bum as you stand up. And again, slowly down and up. Nice and slowly as we lower down. Exhale as we stand up. Inhale, lower down, stick that bum out behind you, and then stand up. Last one here, and then we'll switch sides. Good. So step that left foot forward. The right foot comes back, kind of up on one toe here. Or up on toes, your heels lifted. Soft knee on that left side. We're going to hinge at the hip forwards. And nice and slowly on the way forwards. Exhale to stand up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Nice and slowly down. Good. One more. Folding forwards. Standing up. Great. We're going to run through all of our exercises. So quite often we split and we do all the lower body, then we do all the upper body, but we're just going to run through the whole list and then we'll do it once again. We'll do everything once again. So a couple upper body exercises now. Let's pick up both weights and we're going to stand nice and tall. We're holding a weight in each hand. And you can start with your palms facing forward, so kind of facing me, and then turn them so they're out to the sides a little bit. You're going to pick up one hand and we're going to curl, a bicep curl, and instead of coming straight up to that same shoulder, you're going to bring it up to the opposite shoulder. So like a cross body curl. Good. Watch me and then join in. Picking that hand up to the opposite shoulder. Good, nice deep breaths. We can only do one arm at a time. Doesn't really work to do both at the same time here. That's okay, we can take our time. Good. One more each side. 1 and 2. Great. Keep a weight in each hand. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see how I'm standing. I have soft knees. I'm sticking my bum out and I'm leaning forwards a little bit. We're going to do a tricep kick back. One hand at a time. Curl that hand up towards your shoulder and then straighten it out so that arm comes back behind you. Curl up and straighten. So one arm at a time to start with. Good. Once more. And then 4, both arms at the same time. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Standing up nice and tall. Good. You can put one weight down. And we're going to lift this remaining weight straight up above your head. So standing nice and tall, weight up to the ceiling. And we're going to march on the spot nice and slowly, lifting those knees nice and high. Good. Driving that knee high as you can. And placing it slowly down to the floor. This is quite an exercise in balance too. So if you want to have a hand on your chair, something to support you, you can go ahead. And don't worry about the weight. One more each side. 1 and 2. Good. Bring that weight nice and slowly down. And now hang on to that one weight. We're going to take, let's see, what will we do first? We'll take our feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, a tiny bit wider. Take that weight into your left hand, and we're going to reach that left hand to the ceiling. Now this weight in your hand is going to stay still. It's not going to move. And be aware that, like, I think holding your weight up like this in one hand, it can get challenging. So if you need to put it down anytime, you can just hold your hand up with no weight. Now my right hand here, which is lower down, is going to reach for the floor a little bit. And I'm going to keep this left hand straight up to the sky. So I'm reaching down just slowly. Obviously, we're not trying to reach the floor. I'm almost touching my knee, but just folding to the side here, hinging at the hip, just a little bit, just a small movement. Good. And let's switch to the other side. So take that weight right up to the ceiling with your right hand. Same thing the other side. This is a challenging exercise. Don't be afraid to put down the weight if you think you need to. We want to keep this arm nice and straight. We're hinging at the hip, but we're really not moving. We're not bending over a lot, just a small movement. And one more. Good. Just a small movement, but I promise you it's really working those side abdominal muscles. Okay, those are all the strength exercises. So let's have a drink and we'll repeat them. I'm gonna take this sweater off. It's warm in here this morning. Okay, so into that wide and that narrow squat. So no weight needed for this one. We can relax a little bit here. So let's step those feet out so they're a little wider than hip width. Sink into that wide squat. Bring those feet together into the narrow squat. Good. Feet apart. Wide squat. Feet together. Good. Feet wide. Feet narrow. Take your time. Not trying to go as fast as possible. Take your time with your breath. So we're inhaling as we lower down. And we're exhaling as we stand up. Good, feet together. We'll do one last one here. Inhale down. Exhale up, feet together, and again. Inhale down. Exhale up. Great. Hip hinge is next. My right foot is the one that's going to take the weight. So a little bend of that knee. This left foot steps back. I'm going to keep my toe on the floor. I'm just going to hold my hands here at my chest. I'm going to hinge forwards at the hip. Nice and slowly. Stick that bum out behind you. Exhale as you stand. Inhale. Exhale. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to stand. Good. Let's switch those feet around. So left foot comes forward, right foot comes back. Bend of that bend the left knee, and let's hinge at the hip here. Sorry, somebody is phoning me. Hopefully that isn't impacting the call. Let's keep hip hinging. We're going to do one more. Good. Just going to try and end that. Okay, good. Hopefully you can still hear and see me. Okay, let's pick up those weights, one in each hand. We're going to do that cross-body bicep curl. So picking up one hand, coming to the opposite shoulder. Good. Good. We'll exhale as we pick up. Inhale as we lower down. Standing tall, thinking about shoulders being relaxed and away from your body. Good. One more each side. 1 and 2. Great. Keep hold of both those weights. I'm turning to the side. You don't have to. Soft knees. Stick your bum out behind you. Lean forward a little bit. We're going to do that tricep kick back. We're going to do one arm at a time. The other arm. And now both. For 2. Now one arm at a time. The other arm. And both for 2. One arm at a time. The other arm. And both for 2. Perfect. Let's stand up nice and tall. 2 more exercises here. Put the one weight down and we'll lift this one weight up overhead. And we're going to march those knees nice and high. Good. 1 and 2. So I'm moving really slowly, keeping that weight up above head, which is challenging in itself. If it's better for you to pop the weight down and just lift your hands overhead, you can. If you need a hand to hold on for balance support, please do that too. And don't worry about the weight. Once more each side. 1 and 2. Good. Slowly lower that weight down. And then we're going to take the weight up above head again. Remember, this one is quite intense, so the weight above your head. So feel free to just raise an empty hand above your head. One weight or an empty hand, up to you, in your right hand, straight to the ceiling. Now this hand wants to stay still. When we're coming down, we don't want to be swinging that weight over. You really want to keep it still, and that's going to force you to kind of crunch these muscles rather than just swinging all the way over. So let's try this. Left hand reaches towards your knee. You see my right hand, my right arm stays pretty still. It looks like it's moving a lot. I think it's just the rest of me is moving. It's staying more or less in the same place. Imagine you're holding a hot cup of coffee above your head, which I don't advise you do. Once more, this side. Good, let's reach for the other side. Left hand holding that weight to the ceiling. Hinge over at their hip. Nice. And slowly, this side almost feels easier, which is interesting. Reach that hand down. Good, come back up. Great. Two more. Here's one. And two. Good, slowly relax that weight. We are finished with the weights. We have finished strength part of this class. We're going to jump into some balance. So let's have a drink. So I want you to stand with your feet super close together. As close as they can be. We want to kind of warm up into our balance. So by having those feet really close together, we've decreased our base of support. We're standing in a small area, and it's just kind of slowly beginning to challenge the balance. We'll stand up nice and tall here. Reach one arm straight to the ceiling. And the other. Arms out to the side. Slowly, let's reach forwards. Turn those palms up and down. Up, down, up, and down. To the left one up, keep the right one down. And now at the same time, you're going to put the right one up, the left one down. Back and forth. And again, once more. One more time. Relax those arms. Good. Let's step one foot forwards here. I'm just putting myself on an angle so that I find you can see my feet better if I'm standing on the mat. I want you to be able to see both feet. You can stand just facing the camera, it's fine, wherever you can see. So we're going to shift that weight onto the front foot and then onto our back foot. You can see I'm keeping both feet on the floor to start with, standing nice and tall, and just shifting that weight forwards and backwards. Feet are lifting up, but they're not coming right off the floor. We're just working on moving that weight from one foot to the other. Now, as you come forward next time, let's lift that back foot and then back onto that front foot. So we're not pausing to hold here. We're still moving from one foot to the other, but we're starting to take that foot off the ground. Wobbly. Good, as you come forward this time, let's lift that back foot and hold here. It doesn't have to be high, just keep it off the floor, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto that back foot and lift the front for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's shift those feet around. And same thing again, shift that weight forwards and backwards, but keeping those feet on the floor to begin with. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Good. As you come forwards, lift that back foot and back and lift the front. Whoa. Try and keep that balance. Looking up and ahead, standing up tall. Good. Well, as you come onto that front foot, let's lift the back and hold here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto the back foot and lift the front one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet are relaxed. Let's do a standing still, more or less standing still movement. Put yourself close to whatever you need to balance. I like to use the wall. You can use a chair or the kitchen counter or the back of the sofa, anything like that. I'm just at an angle here again, just so you can see my feet. My weight is on my right foot. I'm going to tap that left heel forward. So the left heel is touching the floor. My toes are elevated. Let's take that heel up off the floor just a little bit, not a lot. And we're going to circle that left ankle. We're going to go in both directions. So change directions if you haven't. Not too fast. Good. And then relax that foot to the floor. And let's switch to the other side. Weight onto that left knee or left leg, left foot. Tap that right heel forwards and then lift a little bit, just enough so that you can make that ankle circle without touching the floor with your foot. Good, back in the other direction. Good, and place that foot on the floor. Wonderful. Okay, one last balance exercise here. I'm going to start on the right leg again. So a little weight on my right leg. My wall is close to me because I'm going to take this left foot right up off the floor. Remember, you can start by touching a toe to the ground and you can keep it there. You don't have to lift all the way up if you don't want to. Or you can do what feels right for you, do what feels comfortable today. Now, immediately as I took my left foot off the floor, I felt myself roll onto the outside of my right foot, which is not optimal for balancing. So try and make sure that that foot is relaxed on the floor, and also you're really able to keep it anchored flat to the floor. You're not rolling from one side to the other. So let's stand up here, holding on or not, whatever's right for you today. And you're going to take either one hand or both hands up to the ceiling, and we can wave your arms from side. Whoa, this is hard, to side. It can be one if you're holding on. Let's make that one hand. Good. You can really feel that foot that's holding you up moving to keep your balance. Good. Okay, relax the arms. We're going to switch to the other side. Weight onto the left leg. Bend the knee. Right foot. Toes touching the ground. And then we'll lift up when we can. We'll just hold here for a moment. Standing nice and tall, being relaxed onto that foot on the floor. And let's reach either one hand or both to the ceiling. I'm going to wave those arms side to side, not too fast. Remember, it can be one hand and you can be holding on with that second hand. Just something to challenge the balance here. Very good. And relax those arms and relax the feet. Excellent work today. All right, let's stretch. Take that one arm across your body and we'll hold it here to begin with. Take some nice deep breaths. Switch to the other side. Good, relax. Let's take that left arm up to the ceiling, bend the elbow, put your hand behind your back. I'm going to take that right hand up behind you. See if you can See if you can link fingers, see if you can grasp your hands, see if you can bring those hands close to each other behind your back. That's my mama. Relax those arms, on the other side. Right arm to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, hand behind your back. Let's bring that left hand up to join it. Relax those arms, nice and slowly. Let's sit down. Good, sitting at the front of your chair, let's stretch one foot out. So your heels touching the floor, toe to the ceiling. Let's hinge forward at the hips. Ooh, yeah, feel that. Really feel that this morning. Feel that stretch in the back of your leg here. And relax into this stretch, hold it here. Take some deep breaths. Good, and the other way. Other foot, left foot out, hinge at the hip. Feel that stretch in the back of your leg here. Good, we'll sit up nice and tall, feet in front of you. Think about bringing the right arch, the arch of your right foot to your left shin. We're doing a hip opening stretch here. So you want to make this movement a couple of times, nice and slowly. Feel how that feels. How comfortable are you with this hip opening movement? And then we're going to choose a place where we hold this stretch. So your foot can be down nice and low. That just gives a little degree of opening. If you pick that foot up, it impacts that hip a little bit more. If you want to and you feel comfortable, take that foot all the way up to rest on top of the other leg. Only do that if you feel that you can easily get in and out of this position. If it causes you pain, if it's difficult to do, take that foot down a little bit lower. Both are equally beneficial. In fact, it's more beneficial to not push yourself into a difficult stretch than it would be to do so. So let's hold here for a couple of counts longer. And slowly relax that foot. Same thing on the other side. So I like to make this movement a couple of times. Bring that arch towards your lower leg and then hold where it's comfortable. Nice and tall. Good, relax that foot nice and slowly. Let's come up to feet. We're going to stretch those arms right back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach for the back of the room. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Wrap those arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, a pat on the back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. I hope everyone has a super weekend. And we'll catch up again next week.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Hannah.
Hannah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah.
You're so welcome, friends. See you. Oh, where's my button? There you go.